Hello, my name is Joshua Keith, and this is my application called BookLens. Just about the context of this application is I'm like an avid reader and I like books. I used to work for a bookstore, and so I'm like well acquainted to like book data sets and the CSVs that they kind of come in. Here's like an example of what like a book data set might look like. So I built a web app that lets you create visualizations from like a data set. So the current data set we're looking at is my personal library that I have at home. Like I have it written out in a markdown file and I just imported it as like a good example. And I made this web app that provides like ways to visualize your data set and hopefully give you insight into your data set. So for example, like some insight I was able to get is like my persistent like of fantasy through like the data set that I have about myself. And then I included a couple other data sets to play with in the application, and they will just be like base in it. And then I added the ability for any user to upload their own data set as long as it's below 200 megabytes. I was like having issues if it got too big. But you can get a lot. Like one of my data sets has like 270,000 things in it. So yeah, this is like the explore tabs. This is just kind of showing the items, the CSV itself, just displaying it. And then I also added ways to like profile, like looking through the attributes, basically the attributes column of the DB, and help you like garner some info about the attributes themselves. So the most interesting data set, in my opinion, is I have a book crossings data set, which is like a book forum, and then they have their own like publicly available data set about their books. And it has 270,000 items, and it works pretty fast. It works pretty well. So this is like the average distribution of ratings, and the reason it's like marked at 0.5s is that it's like the base rating scale. Yeah, and then the top author is Agatha Christie. That makes sense with the number of books she has and how much it's been translated. Yeah. And then I thought this was pretty interesting. Out of all of like the books in the Book Crossings data set, Harlequin, the publisher, by far has like the most published books in this data set. Yeah, and then I probably should have started with this, but yeah, this is like overview, which is just giving like basic statistics about like the schema, some samples, and then like some basic like facts you would want to know about the data set. On my homepage, I probably should have started with this actually, is it kind of just explains all the features of this application. So here's like the pipeline. So if you have a book data set, you should be able to open it and display it, and then it'll become an option in this like drop down bar. Yeah, now that we're on the uploaded one, it's only 20 items to make it like nice and easy to work with. And then here's the schema for it. And it lets you explore. And then so part of my application is using OpenRouter. I'm doing a call to Anthropic API. So you can generate AI insights, and I'm doing like a real call, and you're getting real AI insights about your data set and like what's wrong with it. We look at my personal library and generate insights on that. I thought this was pretty cool, like having clear favorite authors, J.K. Rowling, Haruki Murakami, your favorite genres. Yeah, all of missing personal readings. Hey, and a nice little compliment at the end. That's nice of AI. Wow, thank you. So a little bit about the application and how it works. It's just a Streamlit app using a Python backend. So Streamlit is pretty nice, and it lets you like make easy TypeScript. And then so I'm rendering things, and I have a README on how to use it and how to set up your API key to get AI insights. And you just Streamlit run app if you want to run it yourself. And then here's my AI insights out like Python file showing that I'm making a real call to Open Router. And you just have to set up like an API key variable and everything should work for you. So the main goal of this application is to help people generate insight and visualize the things they've been reading and like the books they have, or like a librarian trying to generate insight about their library, or a bookstore generating insight about their books. And if they have sales information, you could do some like interesting things with sales information. Here's another interesting data set is this is like the Amazon top 50 bestsellers. So yeah, it makes sense. There's only 50 items per year. But I thought this was interesting that by far, like most Amazon top sellers are children's books or self-help books. Like every other genre is pretty minimal, and having this visualization really like shows like how underrepresented a lot of genres are in like Amazon's top sellers. And I thought this was really interesting is like the rise of like political books in the Amazon top seller, where it really wasn't a thing until like about 2014, and now like political books are being sold much more regularly. So I hope this was like a good demonstration of the utility of my application. And here's my repo. It's just Josh Keith 1/Booklens. I'll have it linked in other places too. It's public, so anybody can access it. Yeah, so that's kind of my application. I really like books. I really like reading. I worked at a bookstore, and there's like lots of CSV data available with not great ways to visualize it. So I made this application inspired by CDB and other papers we read for the class that like just helped humans more able or helped humans more ably interact with the data that they have and that's relevant to them. And I thought this was like a good application of like ideas presented in CDB. And I hope you enjoy my project. Thank you.